ADL by Yeat. Is it his best album? Possibly. Is it his worst album? No. I think there is a lot of his fan base that were expecting, not necessarily expecting, but they wanted him to return to his old sound when he was kind of drifting away from that. I don't think he was going to just drop everything and be like, let me hit him with the day one, when I was truly underground and what that sound was. I think he's trying to work on his sound, and I don't know if sound's the right word, but his like style. He's trying to like modernize his style. And you kind of hear that. Like it still has the reverby, the background vocals. He goes on these vocal runs in the background, like this atmospheric kind of music. But this is a little more like polished. It's not as like glitchy, cyberpunky as 2093. But some of it has like, we have acoustic elements, we have more electronic elements in a way, even though his stuff is kind of like you have like more of that. I hope that makes sense. And as I listen to this more and more, the songs that I wasn't crazy about, I enjoy because of the vibe they bring. For me, this album we have to look at a bass line. We start with like a bass line, and we look at what is being added. Like, what is Yeat giving us? Not what Yeat is taking away from us. Like, oh, we're not getting, Too Alive, or we're not getting, like, Up to Me stuff. We're not getting Afterlife. This is kind of his new era, for lack of a better term. But if you take a look at songs, like, for me, highlights on this album, like, straight off, that I just enjoyed, really love. Purpose General, crazy opener. This guy doesn't miss with openers. But Purpose General, Face the Flame was kind of a grower. I think the Young Boy, he like starts off weird, but once you get into it and you get the vibe of it, most of this album, okay, the weaker parts of this album just kind of get away with being vibier tracks, to me at least. They're good. They have like a cool soundscape. They're kind of just there. But like Purpose General, you have to be fully locked in and pay attention to something like this. At least how I see it. And I like that out of Yeat the most. When he has this like, this is fully enveloping you in the sound. Just because how dynamic it is. But Lose Control, if you want, like you say, it's a Disney kind of ending song, whatever. It's Elton John, so if you're gonna have a collaboration like that, that makes sense. I don't know how you would have Elton John on like a Never Again, or like a Poppin', or a Morning Mud. Like, I don't think you would get Elton John on a sound like that. Griddle I liked. It's a solid track for me. Don and Yeat, great duo. They just have a solid number of tracks that are low-key goated. But I can't complain about that one. That one, I took a couple listens, but you get into this vibe. What I want is like one of the weaker songs to me, because it's like sounds kind of quiet, but again, you get into the vibe of it, and it's not terrible. It's one of like Yeat's weaker songs, and that's like the weird thing to me, is because with this album you have some of his like most creative, his most like creatively ambitious. Like, you could tell he was really shooting for something and really trying to make something interesting. But then you have some kind of more vibier tracks that just sort of play it very safe. But they still sound good. Like I still enjoy them and still would listen to them. And that's more apparent as we get through like the second half of the album. That's all I want to say. What I want. Live Like This is an incredible track. So we're back up again. We're at like a Purpose General tier. This has a crazy outro. It has layered. It has like a great rapping performance from him. There's not much to complain about, if anything at all. Which goes into Taller, which is again one of the weaker songs, in my opinion. But after a couple listens, I'm going to sound like a broken record. After a couple of listens, Taller's just a good kind of jam track. Like it has its sort of rhythm and its bounce. The outro is great. I love the outro. But it kind of like stalls a little bit, in my opinion. But not like a skip. I don't think there are any skips on this album. My Way. The thing I will say, the features, I don't want to be like, well, the features could have been better utilized. I think some of the features could have had more of a presence. And specifically in like Let King Tonka Talk, I'm glad. No shade to King Kylie. She did her thing, but I'm glad she wasn't like, maybe she's Nas reincarnated or something. Or Nas is still alive, I'm pretty sure. But maybe she's like, she has the lyrical ability. But we only got like 5 seconds, so I don't really care. But Julia Wolf had a nice little section at the beginning. But My Way has sort of this like kind of vibe. This one I liked more. Didn't really take repeat listens to get into. But it's like the one thing. Some of these collabs, these like features could have felt more like Grimes. Face the Flames. Like Grimes had really just an intro. So that's all. Let King Tonka Talk. Not much. It's just a good like banger track. I'm gonna move on. I don't really have much to say apart from like the King Kylie feature. Dangerous House. Okay, this is another crazy one. Like Dangerous House, I love how he went kind of acoustic and it has this darker tone. And then when the beat switches at the end, it's like witch housey, I think. It's that one is gonna stick with me for a while. That one was one like immediately I'm like, okay, Yeat is trying something different, and he's trying to evolve his sound. Normal Ghosts, Kid Cudi and Yeat. I think this is for those two artists. I think you could have had a higher peak. Like they could have worked together better in a way. I don't hate the song. I think it's good. It kind of serves as this good interlude. It was good. I think we could have gotten better, but I'm glad it's on the album. Like I don't hate it at all. I'm gonna speed through these because I'm trying to keep this video under 10 minutes. Tonight. So this is the section like Tonight, Geek Love, Naked, and then Two Planes and Silk Face. But those are like the most Yeat coded tracks, if you want to say. Those are like his kind of older stuff, but they're more simplistic. So some of these are like they're good. I'll listen to them. Like if they come up, if I'm listening to this album, like I'm not disappointed. I'm like, it's freaking Geek Love, man. All these are good. I just think in context of the album, they're sort of normal. So I'm gonna breeze through this, but Went Wrong. Another highlight for me. Great track. 070 Shake has a great verse. Kind of has this good sound, a different sound, but it works. I think it works. Real Life, My Time. Again, like My Time is sort of different, but all of these work. I enjoy these. I don't have anything really to say. I just think they're just solid Yeat tracks. Silk Face, Back Home and Up From Here. Wonderful tracks. Especially Back Home. Up From Here is kind of like a good. It's got a nice sort of beachy, kind of like jazzy, not jazzy, but sandy beach kind of jazzy vibe to it. But Back Home is like these are when Yeat is like trying something. Here's the thing. This could have been a like very different album, and I'm interested more to see where we go from here, in a year or two, or maybe he gets immediately back to the drawing board because he's like mad at the reception. But the last thing I will say, I'm feeling this is sort of a like B plus, around a B on a good day for me. But that's kind of it. That's my thoughts on it. You can listen to it yourself, and kind of form your own opinion. But those, I kind of went over the songs, talked all I wanted to talk. Other thing outside of this, I will try. I know I said it last week, but I'm being serious this time. I'm being serious. I have a goal to make another video, or make a video every day this week. So I have more opportunity, I have more time to do it, and I know that's that's kind of an excuse, but if it doesn't happen this week, it won't happen ever. So look forward to that if you want to, or run. That's it.